So what is up, my Trekkie friends? I have just finished watching episode 5 of Picard season 3, and oh my goodness, what an amazing episode. So this video is going to contain spoilers for Picard season 3 and possibly some spoilers for the previous seasons of Picard as well, just in case you're really behind the times with those. So now's your opportunity to pause this video, go off and watch all of Picard, then come back and see if you agree with my latest bat crazy theories. Okay, so now we're all here and ready. I got so much popular opinion on my last batch crazy theories about Captain Vadic. You can view that link right here and go watch that if you haven't already. But if you have, here is a follow-on video with the latest information that we now know about Jack, or rather what we don't know about Jack, and some crazy cray theories about him. So we've had a number of different theories in the comments about who Jack might be, in the comments of the last batshit crazy video about Jack himself. A lot of people theorizing that maybe he is part Borg, because after all, Jean-Luc Picard, the cutest of Borg as he was himself a Borg. So maybe when he got Beverly pregnant, he passed on some kind of Borg side to himself with that. This is theory 1, that Jack Crusher may be part Borg. Now, I'm not entirely on board with this theory myself, because it was mentioned more than once that Picard himself had all of his Borg augments removed. However, there is this scene right at the very beginning of Star Trek First Contact where Picard does seem to know about the Borg's approach to Earth before the call comes through. So maybe that might suggest he still has some kind of contact with the Borg, maybe. So okay, I'm not ruling that one out, but to me it just doesn't feel entirely right. Theory number 2 that's been put forward is that in fact Jack wasn't fathered by Jean-Luc Picard, but instead fathered by a changeling posing as Picard. Now, I really like the idea of this theory. It's certainly an interesting one. However, there are a couple of things to bear in mind with it. One is that he's 23 years old, I believe, so 24 years, taking very rough estimates, that will put us in the middle of the Dominion War. Now, certainly the changelings of the time wouldn't have been beyond doing something like that. However, the changelings at the time, the Great Link, was also subject to the morphic disease that was put there by Section 31. So if Jack was fathered, surely that would have passed on and he would have had that himself. Maybe not. And let's not forget as well that Odo himself said he couldn't father children. That, you know, what if Kira had wanted children? He couldn't be a father. So, yeah, that one doesn't feel quite right to me either. Now, we do know that something else has been stolen from Daystrom Station. This is as well as the portal device. It's been said that that was used as a distraction to steal something even more deadly. And indeed, in this latest episode, we have Sneed's Vulcan brother saying that he will give the device that was taken from Daystrom Station to Worf and Raffi. Now, I think using the term device may be a bit of a trying desperately to mislead at the last moment, because I think the device is none other than law. Maybe, maybe not. There is another possibility that maybe the device, because after all, Daystrom is all about studying robotics and artificial intelligence. Let's not forget that Moriarty is a form of artificial intelligence. So perhaps the ship in the bottle box virtual imaginary holodeck that Moriarty was effectively on the last time we saw him, maybe that was kept at Daystrom Station as well. That would make sense, because Moriarty, as I say, is artificial intelligence, and a very, very smart one at that. And we know from the trailer Moriarty is coming back. But let's backtrack for theory 3, that perhaps it is law that is the device. Now, what if, okay, this is a real crazy theory right here, what if what Jack in fact is a hybrid between an android? We know that androids can grow. We've had this from Data himself about able to grow his hair, able to apparently age. What if Jack is a combination android and changeling? Bit of each coming into play here. This might explain why in fact these new changelings are able to replicate internal organs and things like that. Perhaps each individual is a community. Now this leads me on to crazy number 4, that Jack is a combination changeling and Borg. What if the Borg have found some way to assimilate changelings? This has been theorized about for the good last 20 years. Quite often, like, who would win in a battle between the changelings and the Borg. So what if this is the result of changelings and Borgs coming together? Some really big theories. How would it have happened? Well, perhaps Jack was replaced as a baby. We had this moment where Beverly says that as a child he was so tiny, and then suddenly, you know, he's unable to sleep for having nightmares. That it struck me that that was a sudden change in Jack. So maybe that's the point at which Jack was switched out, possibly. Or possibly infected with changeling, Borg, goo. Who knows? It's really, really interesting, and it's great to theorize about these various things. And let's not forget, the episode itself is called Imposters. This would make Jack the #1 imposter, and he doesn't even realize it himself. I'm leaning towards Android Changeling myself. I'd love to hear what you think down in the comments below. So I love reading all the comments and all the amazing theories, and of course all the ways in which what I'm suggesting couldn't possibly happen. But it's Star Trek. Anything can happen, we know that. But I really, really hope you're enjoying the latest season of Picard. I know I am. If you like your Star Trek, and of course you're here, of course you like your Star Trek. So if you also like your roleplay games, make sure you go and check out the Star Trek Adventures playlist here at Hailing Frequencies, because you will see me running a game of Star Trek Adventures, the Modiphius roleplay game, with a group of friends. We have an amazing laugh about it. We have an amazing time, and we have some really crazy adventures on board the USS Livingston. So go check that out. I'll put a link just here as well so that you can see that as well. So go check that out. You go back way back. We're on our 3rd season now, would you believe? But you can go right back to season 1. check out our Kobayashi Maru. That's how we started it all off. Or you can jump straight in, and of course you'll pick it up as you go along. So do check that out. We have amazing fun doing it. In the meantime, peace and long life. Live long and prosper. Take care for now.